Is the Xbox Series S about to get better, more powerful? We're going to break down the news for you today on the show. Court, we both have the Series S. I actually really like it. It's right behind me. It's right there on the shelf.
It's a beautiful little console.
It's a beautiful, tiny little guy.
It's the perfect travel console. Like, I've got to go to away for vacation very soon. And I can just bring it with me and play it anywhere. But I'm hearing it's about to even be better.
Yeah, Daddy. Why? Well, what do you need to know? Coming from Windows Central, Microsoft, like other console manufacturers, continue to improve its game development kits, improving the tools available for the game developers. The Series X has 16 gigabytes of RAM, with 13.5 gigs for games to use, while the Series S has 10 gigabytes of RAM, with 8 gigs for game use. The June 2022 Xbox Game Development Kit increases the amount of RAM developers can use for games on the Series S, with hundreds of megabytes newly allocated for games. This means some future games on the Series S may see improved performance. Court, good golly, we're getting more bits.
Yeah, honestly, this is a perfect example of this game is Batman Arkham. If you remember when I first started playing it, there's texture tearings and such when you play it on the Series S, when they have these HDR improved games and so on and so forth. I think that's what it's going to improve, and I think I'm here for it. It was one of my little bit of a frustration when I messaged you. I was like, hey, these up-res games that we can play from Xbox that they have on Game Pass, some of them don't run well. I'm like, when I'm playing Batman Arkham and I walk up to a door and the door's all fuzzy, I'm just like, what is this? And then I purposely turn on my X to see it. I'm like, nope, it's the S. Not having that little bit of oomph. I think that this little bit of RAM is going to help with that oomph. And we're going to have games look better and run better. You're still going to have your games locked at 60 frames per second, or your 1440p. It's not 4K, but it's close enough. But I think what it's going to do is get away from those texture tearings, and the games are going to look crisper, and you're not going to notice the difference.
The article continues here and says that while the new split on the smaller console isn't known, Microsoft says it has given game developers, quote, hundreds of megabytes of extra RAM for games. This may improve performance in some future titles as well. As while the Series XS systems both support 120 frames per second, it's a more common feature in the higher end consoles.
Yeah. And I even turn it down. If there's a game when I'm on the S, I'll lock it at 60 frames if I can.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to see it, right? Is those up-res games. I think Batman's a great example there. When they're going to re-release titles, they give us the new HD or HDR games. And I think of Batman 2 when I am flying or gliding through Arkham, and you're just popping like constantly. I'm like,
exactly. There's a lot of tear-ins, a lot of pop-ins that you see on the S that you don't see on the X, but you still like respect what the S can do, because the S is one heck of a console. But if they can give more power to it, then, it's a good thing. All good.
Do you think, my final question to you on all of this is, do you think that they will then, this is for the S, do you think that if this kind of works in terms of the dev kit, that they would turn around and try something similar with the X? Is it even necessary? Is it even possible?
Well, they're always improving on the X.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that they've been improving steadily. I do think that what will eventually happen is we're going to get our next Xbox. There's the PS5 Pro that's rumored. I think there will be that next Xbox.
Yep.
And I think they're going to take the S and the X and they're going to combine it into a diskless version and make it probably all the specs of the X, or not all. They're going to take a happy medium between the two, but you're going to get this new console. They're going to this is just my prediction. They will sunset the S, they will sunset the X. They will have their super duper Xbox, I keep calling it the XL, and then they're going to have the XS.
And the XS is the maybe performance
diskless,
horsepower, diskless,
digital only,
but the horsepower of
hard
the
drive.
X.
Yeah, the XL will be 2 terabytes, all that kind of stuff.
I'm with you, and I mean, I'll always get the next console. And we had that when Phil Spencer really took over, and we had the One X, the slimmed down version, right? We went from the One to the One X, and I got that one. And then shortly after, we have the Series S and X. I think they just still do this every 2 to 3 years, where they're just like,
100%.
because the One X gone, still an amazing console. But yeah, I think I'm with you where it's like,
take the disk drive out, just have an XS, and then you have the XL. There's your names. You're welcome, Microsoft.
Ooh, so good at this, naming things and using your words. Look at you go. All right, let us know in the comments below what do you guys think about bringing up some RAM, giving you guys more space. If you guys enjoyed this episode, hit that like button. It helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And check out one of these videos right here. We got more Xbox news for you. See ya.